See, oh shit. They can't tell me shit about Trump. As I sit in this car for hours, sick, came down with something. I don't know what the fuck it is. No, ain't no STI, none of that shit. I do my checkup, so it ain't nothing like that. I got a clean bill just recently, so it ain't that, you know. I know it ain't that C word, COV, you know what I mean. But anyway, man, they can't tell me shit about Trump as I sit in this fucking car for hours waiting for an order. And you watch my other videos, you see that I truck drive during the week from Monday to Saturday. I mean, Monday through Friday is my full time. But on the weekend, I try to, I'm trying to get my family out of this situation. So I'm trying to make money, even on the weekends. And as I sit here for hours, man, waiting for an order, and I study, and I think, and I contemplate. It didn't used to be like this. It was a time, and I was thinking about this. It was a time where I used to be able to do gig work, and it was a time that I used to be able to get at a minimum, $200. It could be a lot higher than that, but at a bare minimum, especially on the weekends, it was $200, right? But it was a good day. I could reach the $400 to $500 because I'll be going I go to the timer now. I don't stop, right? I don't stop. I'll go. I think they gave us 11 hours or whatever to be online. I'll hit that. I'll go that whole 11. Max it out. And I see 400, 500. And so I was just thinking, like, just imagine if I'm doing my full time during the week, and on the weekend, I'm able to pull in per day 400. Let's say 400. That's $800. But let's say at a minimum 600. But that's $800 on the weekend. So you do $800 times 4. That's $3,200 extra per month that I can put aside to save and do something to get my family out of this situation. But this is what's happening. It was a time I used to pull those numbers. And I remember exactly what happened when I was in the Bay Area. And I'm doing these deliveries, and I'm starting to see all these motorcycles, these little motorcycles with the food pack on the back. I said, okay. I said, that's sufficient. And I recall, like, going into some of these restaurants and waiting in line, because sometimes you have to wait for your order. And I just hear a whole bunch of different languages, mainly Latin languages, some Portuguese. I remember I said, what's up? So I decided I stopped one of them, right? And I said, oh, where are you from? I'm speaking. Oh, they don't speak English, right? So it was a time I was traveling a lot. It was a time that I was planning to move to Brazil. And I took like 2 or 3 years to really learn the language, like really invest in the language. So when she said it was a female, oh, I'm from Brazil, whatever. I said, oh, falo Portuguese, and I started speaking to her in Portuguese. And evidently, she told me she was here for like 6 months to work, get her money, and then doing the deliveries, and then go back to Brazil. And I said, damn, they could do it. I'm like, and I thought to myself, damn, you could do it like that? Can you imagine the amount of money she was taking back to Brazil, and then the transfer rate, like it's 1 to 3, I believe. I'm like, man, she's taking back some bread. And then I remember, as time progressed, things started to slow up. And I wasn't seeing those $400 days no more. Damn, I wasn't even seeing $200 days. Now, you might say, well, you know, the pandemic ended and everybody's outside. No. Yeah, but now a lot of people are still working from home, right? So even though everything's like starting to open up, a lot of people still choosing, because the companies were allowing it, to work from home. So they were still doing delivery. These people that work from home, they want the food to be delivered to them. They want the things to be delivered to them. So it wasn't that. What was it? And I remember running into another American brother, a foundational Black American, whatever you want to call us. And he's like, yeah, brother, you know, we waiting at the restaurant. He's like, this stuff dried up, man. You know, you got all these foreigners doing this shit now, and they saturating the market. And I'm like, yeah, man. And I was just thinking, like, yeah, I'm sitting in this car, don't tell me nothing about Trump or the Republicans and how racist or whatever they may be. Like, look what the Democrats done to American citizens like myself, who could have been, if this shit wasn't so saturated, we could have been making some extra money to take care of ourselves. Like, are we supposed to struggle? And are we not supposed to be able to do things and save money and do things for our family? Like, is this the plan, that American citizens are supposed to struggle? You know, and you know, I get real frustrated, man. I get real frustrated, and especially with the members of my bloodline who are a part of this party. I get frustrated. Now, I'm not on either side of the party. I'm not red. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I have no party affiliation. But I get frustrated with that side, because they are the ones that allow this shit to happen. This shit being saturated like it is, to where I'm sitting in this car for five hours, not one hit. 5 hours. But I gotta sit here because I can't go back to where my family's at. I gotta sit here, and I may sit here for 5 or 6 hours and only get $10. But hey, I gotta do it. But it didn't used to be like this. And I said, well, let me sign up for another platform. So I go and I sign up for another platform. It's waitlisted. It's waitlisted. Why is it waitlisted? Because all these individuals that they allow into this country, and they taking and they finding ways, they using schemes. You know, some of these individuals, man, they doing like 4 or 5 phones, because when you doing the what is it? When you doing the rideshare gig economy, everything's from the phone. So these individuals doing 4 or 5 phones, and they finding manipulative ways to do that shit, and they taking all them open slots. If they got 5 or 3,000 of them, well, they all double dipping And you know, they find the methods to do it. And I think they wouldn't allow that of us if we went to their country. If we went to their country doing what they did to us in this country, in our country, man, they'll run us out of there so fast. If they ain't running us out there, they unaliving us, because they not gonna allow us to go over there and take money food out of their mouth. They not gonna allow that, and they know about it. Oh, a group of Americans going to their countries and taking money away from them that's limited. Nah, they wouldn't allow that. But here we are, and this is not to say, it's not to throw hate at them, because they only doing what a human being gonna do. If they're given the opportunity, they only doing what a human being is going to do. And they have been allowed to do this. They have been allowed to do this. It's not as if, no, they have been allowed. They've been given a green light to do this thing. So you can't blame them for doing what a human being is going to do. You gotta blame the individuals that allowed this situation to happen. And it definitely ain't the Donald Trump side that allowed this, because the Donald Trump side is talking about deporting. Now let's get this straight. I am well aware that the red side, even though they talk all this stuff, look who's cutting their grass, who's doing their lawns, especially in the South. You know, look who's walking their children. They utilize them. Don't get it twisted. So it's kind of like they both sides of the same coin, but it seems like that one side just wants to open it all up. Like, let's just open it all up. Like the other side is saying, let's limit it, you know. Hey, that's a bit too much. Let's limit it. Like the one side, like, let's open it all up. You know, and that side that said, let's open it all up, is the reason why I'm sitting in this car for 5 hours with no hits. So with that being said, peace. I'm out.